Hello there. I recently just got my car serviced again at FS Tuning. I got a oil change and one of my coolant hose coupling plastic parts was dry rotted, so I got that replaced. Good thing I was there. I discovered I had a slow leak in my front left tire, which I'm driving on right now. The good news is I ordered a new Pirelli tire, 156 bucks, and it's gonna come in any day now. And I just gotta keep filling up the air and just keep an eye on it. Funny enough, when the air gets lower, it doesn't leak out as much. When you pump it up like the 42, it leaks out quicker. So I might just want to leave it around 35 and see what happens. I'm going to go check it on the way home. But this is also the part I did. This is the cam follower. Let me close this so you can hear me a little bit. Going through the highway speeds is kind of loud in here. Ah, that's more peaceful. This is called the cam follower. Where's the camera at? Okay. And if you can see it, it's showing signs of wear now. This is after the third oil change. So I wouldn't want to go another time because it could actually start breaking through there. This is the one known flaw of the FSI turbo. And it might be one of the reasons why they went to the TSI. So if you have a TSI, you have a totally different setup than mine. But especially mine, I have the BPY engine code, FSI turbo. Very important you change this little piece right here. It's like $49 for this little guy. But it'll save you from ruining your lobes and having your camshaft replaced. Because it's basically a mechanical fuel pump. Not electronic, but mechanical. So that's why it cost a little extra this time as well. I'm actually surprised because in the old days they wouldn't go this far. Because the original one didn't have, see that real thick coating of Teflon they got on it, that black coating? And it's also on the inside. You can even see, I don't know if you can see way in there, the sun's coming in. You can see that it's wearing from the inside too. There's like a little shiny part that wore through the black. So that's the cam follower. Save the cam follower, that's what people say. So always take care of it, especially if you have a tuned vehicle, because you're going to be operating at a much higher performance than stock mode. So you're going to be beating the heck out of this thing. My car feels smooth. It's got fresh oil in it again. I'm very happy. And I'm good to go again. And I'm sticking with Pirelli P0 Nero GT. I'm only replacing one tire, so I'm not going to get a weird one. I'm going to stay with what I have. And the good news is, I was at Pep Boys, and they used to never really deal with Pirelli too often because I had to go buy it on my own. And he says, you'll be happy to know we got a new vendor and we deal with Pirelli all the time now. I said, well, that's about time. So they get all the Pirelli P0 series. And I said, mine's kind of hard to find. I said, it's the one that says GT on the end. And he found it. So should be in a couple days. I'm going to get that replaced. So that's my little quick update about the cam follower. I really keep an eye on that all the time now. My personal history, if you look at my original video from way back when, I actually wore through that thing at stage 1. And I just kept on driving. And the first thing they did was they checked my fuel rail system. They replaced the low pressure fuel pump. They replaced the high pressure fuel pump. And then they realized it's the cam. So I don't know why they did all that, but it was all under warranty. I didn't pay anything. And they gave me a brand new camshaft. So I've got actually a brand new camshaft and everything. I mean, not now, it's not brand new now, but it's not the original. Supposedly they said they have a better one now. I've talked to other people who say they really don't. But Volkswagen assured me when it went in that it was an upgraded part than the one you had in there. It's a little tougher. And I would tend to believe them because this is upgraded too. I mean, the cam follower that it wore through, it actually poked a hole right through there. Now once it pokes a hole through there, it starts wearing your lobes down. Once your lobes get worn, that don't even sound good, does it? If you had your lobes worn, it sounds painful. How are you doing, mister? My lobes are worn. Oh, man. Yeah, once your lobes are worn, then it starts messing up your camshaft, then you're done. But I highly recommend the KO4 upgrade. Like I said, my vehicle is just awesome. It has a lot of pulling power. When you need it, I mean, you can pull away like there's no tomorrow. And you can drive still stealthily. If you want to just blend in with people, nobody even knows what you are. And if you want to take off, you can take off, baby, anytime you want. And the KO4 just gives you that extra power. You know, it's better than the KO3. And I think it's the best upgrade I've ever gotten is when I finally progressed enough that I had all the parts and all the pieces and all the upgrades to enable me to get to KO4. And if you're contemplating going KO4, I highly recommend it. It's very, very good. Like I said, it's like getting a new car. I mean, you're getting horsepower that you can use. It's not just like way out of the ordinary horsepower that the car becomes unmanageable or unsteerable, or this is horsepower that you're going to use every bit of it when you need it and how you need it. You can back off from it and just blend in with society. Most of my fun is in Tiptronic mode and also sport mode, but really at KO4 the sport mode is so obnoxious. I mean, it's cool because it's loud, but I mean, it really sounds like a little race car. And if you're just trying to, you don't have to be going that fast because you just it'll go up to the red line in every gear. So if a cop just happens to be like eating a donut somewhere, he's like, he's gonna go, oh man, that's the guy I'm gonna get. You could just be going 50, but it sounds like you're on the Autobahn or something. Yep, there's a cop right there. I'm behaving. He's hiding out by the, they do that a lot now. They hide out by these toll lanes because the people zoom through the toll lanes and or they zoom through the E-Pass lane like way fast. And I really don't know why they hang out there, really, because you'll tend to get faster people up here, I think. But a guy was telling me about Waze. He said that's the best thing to have for your GPS, for directions, because Waze is like a social site as well. So everybody interacts with it, and the more you interact with it, people know where the cops are, and then someone will see a cop, and then it alerts everybody else, hey, the cop is here right now. I just passed through here. So it's probably a good thing. I have to look into it. I never thought about it. But this guy says Waze saves him all the time. You'll know where there's accidents, where there's detours, because there's people that are actually there saying, hey, I'm here. I had to use this road to go around here. This is the best way. So I'm going to look into doing that. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't have the satellite view, but I'll have to look into it. So that's all that's happening. I'll do a quick review. I know that it's a little bit long of a video, but I'll try to wrap it up, of Infinity War. Okay? If you've not seen Infinity War, what for? What's your deal? You know? How long have you felt this way? How long have you had this problem? This is 10 years in the making. All the Marvel movies so far, or thus far, have led to this point and this storyline. And all your favorite characters are in it. We got our Guardians of the Galaxy guys in it. We got the original Avengers in it, the newer Avengers in it. We got, Secret Avengers. There's curiously certain characters that are absent. Ant-Man and the Wasp are absent. Hawkeye is absent. They give a reason in the movie that they're under house arrest or they're family men and they want to be with their families right now. I think Hawkeye's excuse is that, and I think Ant-Man is under house arrest from his activities from his movie. So it's pretty cool. All these stories relate together. But I'll just tell you, Thanos, technically Thanos, he is awesome. Now, in his own mind, he brings balance to the universe. He thinks that if he wipes out indiscriminately half of the population on each planet, that planet will thrive because there's too many people. There's overpopulation. It's a warped view of the world, but the way he does it, it actually works. It sucks to be the half that doesn't live, but in his mind, he thinks he's doing God's work, okay? So, or he thinks of himself as a God, small g. So, if you let him get those Infinity Stones, guess what? You're not going to stop him. So I don't want to give anything away in the movie if you've not seen it. But I'll just put it this way. If Infinity Stones were real, and if Thanos was real, and if he could get all 6 of them and wield them, could he be defeated or should he be defeated? No, he wouldn't be. So I'll just leave you with that. There's a lot of cool things in the movie. I've seen it only twice. I need to go back 2 or 3 more times because there's so much happening, and there's just little nuances that you notice, and even dialogue that pops out at you that you might have forgotten or didn't see or didn't really register in your mind. Will people die? Yes, people will die. I won't tell you who. And will people fade away? You have to see the movie. And what we're hoping is the people that fade away, if they do fade away, there's some way of getting them back. My theory is that Ant-Man and the Wasp, in their movie upcoming, are going to be in the quantum realm. In the quantum realm, they're probably trying to rescue Hank Pym's wife, which will be most likely played by Michelle Pfeiffer, and she's the original Wasp. So, maybe by being in there, they're immune from the snap. Or it's this finger. He uses the left hand with the gauntlet. But maybe they're protected from that snap because it's the quantum realm. It's such a small, that maybe they're... Now other people think that they're still going to be affected. Or maybe they'll come out of the quantum realm at the end of the movie and like Wasp will just fade away. Who knows? We don't know. The new Wasp, the Evangeline Lilly. But it is an awesome movie. There's lots of action. There's lots of great humor. If you got Rocket Raccoon and Thor and Star-Lord in a movie, and along with Doctor Strange has some good liners, and his interaction with Tony Stark is priceless. I mean, he don't take any crap. He said, unlike one line that's where I can remember, he says, unlike most people, I don't work for you, because Tony Stark is like, he thinks he can run everything because he's a billionaire, and he goes, unlike most people you deal with, he said, I don't work for you. Another great line is, well, there's a funny scene, okay, but it's kind of a cool scene too, because Gamora and Star-Lord finally kiss, so you're like, oh, they finally kissed. This is a special moment. This is good. So you're enjoying it a little bit. You're like, hey. Then all of a sudden you hear crunch, 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 like someone eating something. And Star-Lord looks over. It's Drax sitting there eating some kind of snack. And Star-Lord goes, dude, how long have you been standing there? He says, 1 hour. He says, I have learned a discipline or something like that if I remain completely still, I become invisible. Of course, it's not true, but he thinks he is. But anyway, I love those guys. I mean, they're like my favorite team because they're kind of like warped a little bit. they're flawed. They're like all of us. They have their problems, their quirks, and they're trying to be heroes, but they're also a little bit selfish as well and normal. They live their lives, but as best they know how. So I do love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're one of the best teams of all. I love Groot. I won't give away Groot, but I'll just say this. If you think about the outings of Groot, Groot has saved the day in all 3 of his outings. Or I'll just say, I'm probably giving away too much in this movie. Let's put it this way. This is a spoiler. This is a spoiler. I'm giving away too much stuff from the movie. So it's not a spoiler-free review. I'll just say that Groot has saved the day in all 3 of his outings. In the first Guardians movie, he sacrificed himself, that little cocoon, like that ball of, himself, around the Guardians that's protected them from the crash landing, which enabled them to defeat, what's happening up here? Ronan, the accuser. In his second outing, he was so tiny he could fit in those holes that went through that real hard metal core that protected the brain of Ego, thus saving the day by planting the bomb. And in this movie, he saves the day again. Maybe I won't tell you how he saves the day, but he does, by sacrificing a part of himself. But you'll see Thor's new hammer. Thor's hammer is powerful. It actually evidently can summon the Bifrost, so he can instantaneously travel anywhere he wants. I mean, it kicks butt. In the first time I saw it with the real fans of the movie, that's when you want to go. Even if you're not a big fan of the movie, go on opening day because you'll see people dressed up. It's the most fun time to go to the movie. And you will have the true experience of fans and people that know what's going on. And the reaction in the crowd is priceless. You know, if you go like weeks after it, you got people picking their nose and eating it. They're like, who's that guy? I don't know. They don't even know what's going on. But like the biggest reaction was Groot toward the end of the movie. But also the biggest reaction was the Stormbreaker making its appearance with Thor. People stood up and cheered and applauded. It's not unlike when I saw the first Avengers film. The cheering and clapping and this raucous behavior of enjoying the scene was when Hulk picked up Loki and slammed him. You know, everyone, I had grown women like, yeah, they stood up. You know, it was just like a big emotional time. Well, that happens when Thor makes an entrance with Stormbreaker in the movie. And I'll tell you, you got to go see it. If you're not a Marvel fan, you should be. If you're just a fan of good movies, you should see it. Because Disney is doing something that no one has ever done, and Marvel combined. And that's have these movies like this. Have you ever had this happen in your life before? No. And they're still going on. And we're not over yet. We're going to move into Phase 4 after Phase 3 finishes with the second part of the Infinity War story, which no one knows what it's going to be named. Could be Avengers Forever. Avengers the Gauntlet. I don't know. But just know you're witnessing something that's in history going to be something you'll probably never have in your lifetime again. So that's how special these Marvel movies are. So I'd say go out and see it. They're fun. And this movie broke all records in half a week. It had over 690 million, which broke The Force Awakens. All right, by Star Wars. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. My next big upgrade is coming, but it's a secret, so I can't tell you right now.